Let me first talk about the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders made it to the NFC Championship last year, went into and still is in free agency with the third most cap money or free agency money that they could spend. Usually there's a timeline when we talk about rebuilds. And sometimes the timeline can be slower than you think. Sometimes it can be faster than you think. But there is usually a timeline for a rebuild. What Jaden Daniels and this Washington Commanders team did was they sped up making it to the NFC Championship last year. They sped up that rebuild. There's a reason, and it's not far-fetched to say that Jaden Daniels was the best rookie, at least rookie quarterback, the NFL has ever seen. I don't think there's ever been a rookie quarterback to lead their team to the NFC Championship. And this was going to be a very interesting free agency period for the Washington Commanders, not only because they had as much money as they had, but when you're riding the momentum of an NFC Championship appearance, especially when there really wasn't any expectation to get there, you have to be aggressive, not smartly aggressive, let me say, not only in free agency, but whatever your next moves are going to be. Because one thing that we've learned, and we'll talk about a little bit later in this episode, is your Super Bowl window can close just like that. It doesn't have to take much for you to be a Super Bowl contender to now, I'm not going to say a bottom feeder, but now a bad team. So with Washington, and I'm not going to lie to you, I think that Washington is one of the winners. I'm not ranking the winners, but Washington is a big winner at this point in free agency. It didn't start off good. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have a problem with Javon Kinlaw. I think that he's a cool player. I think that he's a good defensive tackle. I just don't think he's worth 3 years, $45 million, $30 million guaranteed, especially with the inconsistency that he's dealt with in his career. Now, if you get the good version of Kinlaw, then I think that is a great pick. But from where they got him, how much they got him, and who was still available, I think that they could have done better. So I was not looking at Washington's free agency with any type of joy. I'm like, okay, we starting off rocky. Especially, and we'll talk about another winner in a second, especially when you see what another team was doing. But then they started cooking. Then they trade for, I'm not going to say the best offensive lineman, but they trade for one of the best offensive linemen in Laramie Tunsil, left tackle, which is the most important position on the offensive line, that and the guard. Then they re-signed Bobby Wagner. They re-signed Zach Ertz. They re-signed KJ Osmond. They trade for Deebo Samuel. One thing that teams do from time to time is they rest on their laurels when they shouldn't. It's very easy, especially for a team that hasn't experienced recent success or long-standing success. It's very easy once they experience recent success that they rest on their laurels like, hey, we're good. We weren't even supposed to make it to the NFC Championship, and we did. We don't need to be making sweeping changes. No. Washington understand that their two biggest spots that were concerning last year was the offensive line and the defense. Now, there's still money to be out there, and there's still, I feel I'm not comfortable with, let me say it like this. Obviously, I'm not the one making the final decision. In my opinion, don't care at all, but I would like to see them focus a little bit more on the defensive side of the ball. But I do like that they addressed something that needed to address, and that was help for Jaden Daniels. You got him arguably the best left tackle in football, and you got him, if he pans out, one of the better running back slash wide receiver slash gadget guys in the league in Deebo Samuel. I still hope that they focus a little bit more on the secondary, but I mean, you did get Will Harris, but it's only an $8 million deal, so I don't know, but I do think that from where Washington started compared to where they are now, they're big winners. Their team is I'm not gonna say unrecognizable, but their team is much better with the additions that they got now than it was at the end from where they were at the end of the season. So I think that is a huge winner in my opinion. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.